Hey guys, I want to do a quick video on bobbin tension problems. I've been getting a lot of private messages. People are having problems with their straight stitch, and on the bottom side they're saying they're getting a zigzag. So I finally was able to duplicate it. I know that's always a problem with the bobbin, but trying to think of the way someone new to this would see loading the bobbin and everything, I figured it out. What I've done here on this leather to duplicate it, I've got all straight stitches. So on this side you can see there's all straight stitches. If you turn it over, this is the bobbin side, you're going to see zigzags. And it's going to vary on the machine, it's going to vary on the fabric, it's the thickness of the thread, all of that. This will appear a little bit differently. On some machines I did it and I had a straight stitch, but it was skipping stitches, I had loops, just general problems on the back side is what this applies to. But sometimes you'll see this zigzag effect, and that's what I'm going to show you how to address any of these issues here. It's very easily corrected. It just has to do with putting the bobbin in correctly. I reviewed this in videos, but I'm going to go through this individually. That way if someone's having this problem, they search YouTube, they can hit this and they'll see how to fix it. So let me focus back over on the bobbin area and I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, so now we've got the top loading bobbin, and I'm going to show you what's happening when they're getting the zigzag stitches. So they've inserted their bobbin and it hasn't been put around the hook properly to create the proper tension. So let me show you the proper way again. Thread's coming off the top around this way. Drop your bobbin in, put your finger on it to hold it so it doesn't spin. Pull the thread till it goes through that little hook right there. Bring it back around like that, and there's another slight drop in this area right here where you can pull the thread around and pull it to the front like that. So I've got the foot removed right now so we can see everything clearly. Once you've done that, just put your case on it, and easier said than done. There we go. Anyway, put your case on it and turn your needle, draw it up through the bobbin, you should be ready to go. Draw it up through the needle plate, I should say. Okay, so let's remove it. I'm going to show you what I noticed they've done to prevent this from working properly. They've put the thread in, either they've put it in this way, which is incorrect, or they've put it in the correct way, coming off the top, and instead of it going around that hook, it is feeding off the front of the bobbin like this through the needle plate, and it has no tension whatsoever on it. So in that case it would do the zigzag stitches like you see here on the leather. And again, I was using a heavier needle and thread on the leather. But anyway, all you have to do is take the cover off, make sure when you pull your bobbin that it's going counterclockwise, so it's going this way, and pull that thread through that guide, pull it back around, put your cover on, like so, and draw your thread up and you'll be off and running. Anyway, that's the most common mistake on bobbins. I'm going to show you one other thing though. I'm going to show you how to take the needle plate off, and sometimes the tension on the bobbins get off, and it's an easy fix. So let me show you how to do that. Pick one of these up at a sewing supply store if you don't have one. It makes it getting these screws out a whole lot easier. They're kind of hard to get to. Just once you start loosening them, you can get the screw out with your finger. Some machines have 2 screws for the cover plate. This one only has 1. So you pull that off, and you're going to pull your bobbin case out like so. And you'll notice on this one it's got an arrow pointing that way, showing me that's the way it goes. Just pay attention when you pull it out. In general, the screw that you're going to want to adjust is going to be right here. It's the biggest one. Don't mess with the little bitty one. You only want to adjust the big one. That's what adjusts the tension on these. So if you need to tighten it, remember what they say, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So turn it to the right to tighten it, and you only want to turn it an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, or 1/8 to 1/4 of a turn. Don't ever take it and turn it a half turn or whatever, that's way too much. So you can take and adjust it there. It was straight up before, that's about 1/4 of a turn. And you take and put your bobbin back in, straight down, and what you're going to want to look for, there's a little black hook right there. So hopefully you can see it. And that goes to the left of whatever your machine has here that stops the hook. Some of them are more metal looking, more solid. This one is a little different. But you want to put that hook on that side because that's what controls and stops the bobbin from spinning on these, the bobbin case from spinning. So drop it in, make sure it's engaged, and you can see how that kind of barely gives as it turns. Hopefully you can see that, and that's what you want. So that is in correctly now, and I would put my case back on and put the screw back in, put my bobbin back in. I would test it, and if everything's good, then I'll just tighten everything down and I'm good to go. If not, pull the cover back off, pull the bobbin case back out, and make your adjustments. I'm going to adjust this back to where it was because the tension is fine on this machine. I'm going to pick it back up to just about straight up, so about right there. And I'm going to drop the bobbin case in. The front always goes in first, and then it just drops into place. And I rock it back and forth and make sure that little tab on there is hitting up against that little guide. You can see it moving. Put my cover back on. Insert the screw or the screws. Yours has two. A lot of machines have two. And start tightening with your hand first. Get it going in like so, and you can take this device and tighten it up. These things are never at a good angle, it seems. Just tighten it down nicely. You don't want to over tighten it, and that ought to lock it in good. So then you can put your bobbin back in, wrap that around like that. Pop your case back on, and you're good to go. Anyway, so hopefully this will help you out, help you understand if you're having any of these kind of issues on the back side. Can be this, can be loose. I did a test on this fabric, and it wasn't nearly as exaggerated. This is the good bobbin. This is with it coming off the front. You see the one little loop there, and it just barely wobbles, but it's not nearly as straight and tight as this one is. So this shows you a machine where really it actually does a pretty good job when everything's inserted improperly. On other machines it can do this. It just varies from machine to machine and thread to thread and fabric and needle and all that. So just in general, when you see those problems, double check if that's correct, and double check if it is correct and you're still having those issues. That means your tension has somehow loosened up. Over time, those bobbin casings wear, so if you've got an older machine or it's starting to age, sometimes you'll have to tighten those up a bit. So anyway, I hope this helps you out. If you're running into those problems and you hit YouTube and we're searching for a solution, let me know if it's solved your problem or not. Otherwise, that's it for today. Take care.